What is up, everybody? We've got a cool show for you today. See, did you notice how I didn't yell?
Yeah, why were you yelling in Hawaii?
I don't know. I was excited.
I did not know how to use this inside voice in Hawaii.
I was excited. Anyways, so we've got a few things for you. So obviously, it is Tipsy Trainer. That's what you're tuning into. First and foremost, please let us know if you can hear us, so that we know we're not talking to ourselves here. And we're going to share with you. Where's yours? We're going to share with you this. We just had our InBody Test scans, and we're gonna show you. This is super cool. Happy Tuesday!
So far, it's just like the team watching.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're gonna go over these. Show you. These are taken with a really cool machine that we just got. It's called at the gym. It's called InBody, and it's the model 570. You can feel free to look it up online. It is amazing, and it measures so many cool things. So we're excited to go over this.
Emma says she loves shaladas.
Yeah, Emma. This is like, I tried one of these in Maui, and they were so delicious that I went to the store to get some beer, and I was like, the lady's like, why are you pouting? And I'm like, because I missed the enchiladas that I tried, and she was like, oh, I think we have some. And she's like, this was literally the one 6-pack they had.
I thought my mom invented beer and clamato. My mom always drank beer and clamato growing up.
Did she tell you?
No, she never said anything, but I just thought that was my mom's drink. Like, I thought she came up with it.
So, guys, beyond that, and before we get started with that, I do want to share a little secret. Katie, tell them.
I don't know.
Oh, right, because you don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is maybe I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, baby. I'm just closing, like, water that she's got here. Okay, listen, I need you to close your eyes. And I need you to not open them until I tell you, okay? And I'm going to ask you to put your hands out like this, just like what we asked Max to do.
Fine.
Okay? Let's do it now, please. For those of you that are watching, okay, so you can watch Katie. Katie's not looking? Nothing? No, you got to put your hands out.
I know I will, but I'm just going to do this for now.
All right, so Katie, if you're cheating
I promise.
the life of our children.
I promise.
Okay.
I'll laugh if I cheat, because I have a towel.
Don't move, okay?
Are you taking your shirt off?
All right, you can look now.
Is that real?
Yeah? Does it not look real?
What? When did you get that?
Look at Katie's face. Somebody screenshot this.
Like, when did this happen?
This happened today.
What?
Yep, I've been planning it for a little bit of time. But check out the...
Did Meg do it?
Yep.
Oh my god, she did?
Yep.
How did I know? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fucking epic, isn't it?
That's amazing.
There she is.
Oh, Meg.
Yay.
Meg, do you like that I knew it was you? Like, that's...
I fucking love it so much.
It's amazing. That was like in one day?
This is Elise's like, this is where you were today. Because check out the detail. Can you maybe get the camera a little bit closer?
God.
Like, it is insane, guys. Like, I don't know if the camera...
You guys don't know how much Miguel doesn't care for tattoos.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You know what got me? Like, I saw a picture that Meg shared, and it was a lion, and I was like, holy fuck, I need that on my body. And
he didn't even cry. She says, it's incredible.
It was.
Oh my god, you made me want my sleeve even more now. Sorry, I'm so excited now.
You know what, guys? You know what I noticed? You can see the
He's got scars on his nose.
He's got scars, and he's just like me.
Also, like,
I'm
this
hooked
is
now.
something that's friggin' weird about Miguel. Every other person I've ever seen, including myself, that gets a tattoo, it's always like kind of raw and puffy. Like that looks like it could be completely. I mean, there's a bit of redness, but it's not like raised or like.
Nope.
It looks like it could be 2 weeks old. Like how do you heal?
Meg told me, she's like, you need to go home and then you need to wash it with warm water and then you need to like towel dry it and then there may be a little bit of blood coming out. So you need to. You'll need to like tap it with a paper towel. But you know what? Zero blood. Look at my mom. Did it hurt?
Did you tell? Did they know?
No, she didn't know.
Did anybody know?
No. Mom, do you like it?
Where? Oh, this was during today.
Okay,
like, during the day?
Yeah, today. She said. Meg says his skin just wanted to be tattooed. One person knew.
Who?
Alexi.
Really?
Yeah.
What does he think?
He was like, "Oh my god, it looks amazing."
It's on. Okay,
I
you
love
guys.
it. I love it.
Public service announcement for Meg. I don't know if her books are open, and I'm sorry if they're not because now everybody's going to.
I got lucky. You know what? She was booked until February, I think.
She is. I'm going to say it. I think Meg's the best tattoo artist in Nanaimo.
I agree.
I'm saying it, and I think like her attention to detail and her like if you guys like she does painting. Like look at that. Oh my god, it's amazing. Like, she does paintings that look like photographs. Like, it blows my mind. She's who did my Star Wars piece and my Finnegan piece, and who will do all my tattoos. I wanted to get a tattoo in Hawaii, and I backed out because I was like, I don't want not Meg to do it. Like, I just trust her, and she's...
So remember this? We were driving in Maui. We were going to the volcano, and I asked you, "Oh, send your mom some pictures or something." And you pulled up my phone, and you said, "Oh, you've got some."
Yeah.
You said you've got some handsome lions here,
but
and I was like,
I just thought it was going to be a post for like, because you always post about being a lion, and I totally thought it was just you were going to like write something on it.
Yeah, no, I was like, this symbolizes how I feel. It needs to be on my body.
I can't believe you got a tattoo. Oh, I'm so happy you got it with Meg. I would have not been happy.
I would have never gone to anybody else.
Oh, yay.
Like I've just seen what she's done with you and
yeah, like she's amazing.
So, cheers to this.
Wow.
I'm super happy.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Are you going to like cheer me?
My sexy husband with this.
Oh, what? I was not sexy without it?
Shut up.
Oh, you were going to say no, you weren't.
No, you weren't. Just oh my god, it's amazing.
I am so happy. And then you know who figured it out? Freaking David.
Oh yeah?
David didn't know, but then today I go to the gym and to get this test done, which we'll go over in a minute. And he's like, "Okay, take your jacket off, please." Jacket. I was wearing a jacket. It was freaking hot out. And I'm like,
I didn't even think of that.
And I'm like, I can't. And he's like, "Oh, you didn't." And I was like, What? And I gotta go. And I ran. Like, he's that good.
Oh my god. Yeah. Meg's like, props for not spilling the beans. You guys are the best. I'm so glad I got the opportunity to do it. Cheers back, guys. Oh my god. Now you just... And you know what?
I'm gonna put my shirt
the other night, we were laying in bed before we went to Hawaii, and I was looking at pictures of sleeves, tattoos, and he had like zero interest. And I was like, and previously, like, Miguel's never been really into tattoos. Like, he likes my Star Wars tattoo, but even when I was getting it, he was like, I don't really like, I think they're beautiful, but, like, I don't know, I don't really have, like, so I've always been like, I think tattoos are sexy, and I love them, and whatever. And so, I've basically always been like, he's never said you can't get them, or he's not that kind of person, right? And, like, I've always been like, I really want, like, a 3/4 sleeve, and I was like, I really want to get more, like, I would like to get, like, pretty much the lower part of my leg and my other thigh done, and anyway, and Miguel's always just been like, whatever. And the other night, we were laying in bed, and I was looking at pictures of sleeves, and I was showing him pictures, and he was, like, giving me nothing. Like, he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you like sleeves on girls? And he was kind of like, well, like, whatever, depends on how it's done. And I was like, well, I'd go to Megan, like, we know that she'd do a good job. And he was kind of like,
yay, Alfredo!
Whatever.
I was thinking about you 2 days ago. I miss you, man.
So, yeah, I was thinking about Alfredo, too. So when that happened, were you just, like, Was that just like because you didn't want to get sucked into talking about tattoos, or like what? Like I feel like you were really
why
like,
I didn't tell anybody.
no, the other night we were laying in bed when I was showing you pictures of sleeves that I liked, and you were just like you wouldn't engage. And
yeah, because I didn't want to give you anything.
Okay, yeah, because I was kind of like ticked off. Like I was laying there being like, well, like I know he doesn't love tattoos, but I would like his feedback on some like what I like, and like he was really just like.
I was sitting there in Megan's chair today, and Meg, and I was like, I kept like they have their initials, right? And I was like, MS, that must be her. And then when she finally told me, yeah, my last name is Stock, and I was like,
Stock,
holy shit! So those are like. So it just blew my mind,
those
and I was
paintings?
like, yeah, the octopus and then the tiger. Like,
oh man, the ones of her dogs, like she does.
There's a beautiful like pit bull.
Oh yeah, she has one of her dog Chopper, and it looks like a photograph.
You shaved your chest. I didn't shave my chest. I may have trimmed it a little bit for Maui, because otherwise it's like
blowing in the wind. Yeah,
blowing in the wind like a mink.
There's so many, and she does like tigers. I love it. She posts. You guys should follow her on Instagram. I think it's Megma, like MEAGA.
Like magma.
Yeah, like magma. He said it. Yeah, he said it right. And her, like, she does, like, on her stories, because she paints till, like, 2 in the morning or later, she will post videos of her progress in her paintings, and I just, like, I remember being...
It's, like, mind-blowing. Like, you don't understand how somebody
like, can
be that talented.
We were hanging out. Well, we do hang out. Meg's my friend. We go to the movies together. But we were...
She told me you were texting about the dogs.
What about my dogs?
You were telling her about the dogs. Being sick or whatever. Or something. Or the dogs. You always talk about the...
Well, I messaged her about her dog, because her dog's hilarious. Anyway, yeah, she just tagged herself in the comments, guys. But I was like, I don't understand how your brain works. Like, I don't see things that you see. Yeah. Like, the colors and stuff, like, in her... Like, I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It's like she can see colors that don't exist.
Well,
like,
yes. You know what? She had laying next to me, and I don't know, Meg, you'll be able to tell us now, but... She had, like, little bits of different, like, of ink.
The ink, yeah.
And the ink, it all looked the exact same color.
Yeah.
Black.
But then she puts, like... Yeah.
And then she wouldn't read. She would just, like, grab the one...
Stop.
The one little tray of ink, and then she would use that. And if you can see, there is different color in its eyes. Yeah. And then there's a little bit of white in the...
And, like, the highlights are so perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, this has turned Tipsy Trainer is just like
okay.
Meg. No, it's fine.
It is true. Says, we love Meg.
I'm your friend, LOL.
If you or anybody that you know wants to get a tattoo done,
Meg became the reason that I went to Meg is I originally I didn't really know much about her. Like and one of my friends had tattoos by Andrea. I know a lot of people have tattoos by Andrea Dawn. And so I had contacted Andrea and I was like, hey, I want to get a Star Wars tattoo. And I was like, I don't know what I want. I know I want it to be Princess Leia and I want you to design it. So I was like, are you a Star Wars fan? Because whoever does it needs to be. And she was like, I would love to do your tattoo, but I don't know much about Star Wars. She's like, but let me connect you with this other artist. And so I creeped Meg for like a long time, but right away I was like, her shit's amazing. I remember showing you and being like, look at this fucking artist. And I remember going in to talk to her and all I said was I want Princess Leia and some other element, and that was basically it. And she designed my whole leg piece, and she didn't make a single change to it. Like when she showed me it, I was like, "Done, put it on me." Like it wasn't like me being like, "No, I don't like this." Or
she designed this for me too. Like she just
and then as I've gone to her, like she did Finnegan as well, and like we just became nerd friends because we like all the same movies and we.
All right, so I think Meg is like, all right, love you guys. Like, thanks for the shout out. Stop it.
Anyway, she's the best. She doesn't always open her books because she's so busy. But if she does, you guys.
I got lucky. There was a cancellation, and I was like, "Yep, I'll take it." Yeah. All right, so let's get back to this.
Meg, thank you. It's beautiful.
It is.
I won't. That's bacteria.
Okay, so. Check it out. Katie, do you want to, like, I kind of wish that David was here, because
David knows so much more about it. Okay.
David can explain it really well.
I'll explain it in layman's terms.
I'll show you here while Katie reads, maybe.
Well, no, I'm just going to explain kind of what it is. So, it's a new scale that we got. at the gym. And, I'll just read you the back of this.
Oh, okay.
Because it sounds like, okay.
Sure.
So monitoring your weight is not enough. Weight can be misleading when used as an indicator of health. Yes. Anyone may experience frustration when their weight shows no change, even with exercise and improved nutrition. Your body is a complex structure made of different components such as body, water, fat, and muscle. Your body cannot be expressed in one simple number. That is very true. InBody Test will show a true assessment of your body. To thoroughly learn about your body and its condition, take the InBody Test. In less than 60 seconds, the InBody not only examines the compositions of your body, but also reveals percentages of body fat, muscle distribution, and body water balance, components that are key in understanding more about your body. Taking the InBody Test once will give you a snapshot of your body in that moment of time. However, the InBody Test consistently will give you a timeline of your progress. Watch the improvements from exercise and diet, and do not let your hard work go to waste. So basically what it does is it just measures all your internal stuff. So I said layman's term. So it measures things like your intracellular water and your extracellular water, so the water that your body's made up of, and then the water that your body retains, and the water you drink. It's your dry lean mass and your body fat mass, so the things like your muscles and your tissue that's kind of attached to you.
So for example here you can see that I weigh 188.8 pounds, and out of that I am composed of all of this. So 17.7 pounds of fat, 45.9 pounds of dry lean mass, 46.5 pounds of extracellular water, and 78 pounds of intracellular
What's
water.
cool about this part and the way that they broke it down is it's cool because you can see these lines. So the main line, my entire body weight is 155.7. And then they break it down to your lean body mass. So that's the tissue that you don't want to lose. So muscle, bone, like all that kind of thing. So like that number, if anything, should only ever go up, because I don't want to lose bone mass. I don't want to lose muscle.
Unless you had like a significant portion of water being retained, and later it goes down.
But that shows you the water here.
Right. But
that's part of it. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yep.
So yeah, if you're really bloated, that'll go to this one. You'll see both those numbers go down. But that's what I think is really cool, because there's a certain point, like at 117.7 pounds, I can't get anywhere near that number. So that kind of, what I like about that for people is, some people might think, well, I'm a woman, I need to weigh 115 pounds, or I need to, and not take anything else into consideration. Yeah. Whereas, like, I'm 5'7".
This can show you that even just your skeleton, like, your muscles, and your water.
Women have to have a certain percentage of body fat on them. Like, we can't get as low as men. Men can't, like, Miguel's like 9% body fat. For a woman to get that low is dangerous for us because of the way that our bodies are
it's
composed.
definitely not sustainable.
So that's what I think is really cool, to know that, like, as my body's changes, I'm not going to be anywhere in this category.
No, you'll never, like, you die.
Yeah,
if
I would have to be sick to get that low.
Here, let me show you muscle fat analysis. So this tells you weight and how you are, like, under normal or over, and then it tells you that's skeletal muscle mass. So this is good. You definitely want more of this.
Skeletal muscle mass, or is like your biceps, your triceps, like all the muscle that's
attached to your bones. And then body fat 17.7. So down here too, like, depending on which kind of shape these lines make, it tells you. For example, here you can see that I am over the average in terms of muscle in my arms and my torso, but I am just above average in my legs. So this is great, because it's literally telling me you're not balanced. Like, your upper body is way more developed than your lower body, aka chicken legs. You
can be like me and be really, really balanced.
Yeah, Katie, that's really
cool.
So
I'm pretty proportionate.
So when you see it all in kind of in a line, like in a straight line kind of thing, like straight up here, right there, kind of, it's pretty straight, right, compared to mine. So that tells you that proportionally it's a lot more balanced.
The part so this is the thing that I think is so cool. I need to learn way more about this machine. So far, David's just the pro on it.
David knows a lot.
this is obviously for our clients, but we're not offering it
Oh,
yet.
sorry. Patricia says your paper is backwards on the screen.
Sorry. Yeah, so this is for our clients. We're not offering it yet because we need to master it, and there's we have to take training programs.
We're taking a training this Friday.
Yeah. So, but the thing that I think is really cool is it talks about your like visceral fat. So most people know what visceral fat is. It's the fat that's around your internal organs, and it's the dangerous fat. So it's the fat that if you have high levels of it, that you're at much higher risk for like heart disease.
Yeah, like one thing is the subcutaneous fat. So that's what you can pinch, and
that's usually what leaves when you work out.
Like visceral fat that is inside your body, around your organs, that can lead to a lot of disease.
Unhealthy fat. So what I think is cool about this is it talks about that, and David was saying that
it tracks it too. I know it's backwards, but it tracks it as well.
One of the only times that you can see that is in like a CAT scan. Like, so it's very hard to track that and to see it. So this was probably the number that I was most excited about is he said, most people you want to see them at a 10 on the scale, and then anything above is you're at a higher risk of like heart disease and heart related problems, and anything lower than it means you're in better health, right? I'm a 7.
So you're below 10.
I'm
Good
below
job.
10 by 3 points, and David was like, "Whoa, that's so good! Like that's
this is super
really
cool."
good
So,
sign.
anyways,
what's yours? Is yours super low?
I didn't want to tell you. Notice how I didn't want to tell you?
That's fine. I'm 7's good for
I know,
me.
but I just didn't.
Miguel's a 3.
Mine's a 3. That's really good because it's. I mean, like I always tell our clients, right? Like having a six-pack means absolutely nothing for your health, but because that's just more aesthetic more than anything, right?
And then
but reducing your visceral fat, that shit means a lot.
It tells you like also like your ideal, which David was like, it's kind of like hokey. I think it's built on old BMIs or whatever. But according to this, I told Miguel not to change. It said, don't gain weight, don't lose weight, don't.
Yeah, it tells me to stay exactly where I'm at.
So I think it's more like it's not based off like obviously we're working towards higher muscle volume than average, right? Because we want to be more muscular and strong.
Like this is just telling you like what it considers the best.
Because mine told me that I should just lose 3 pounds and not gain anything. I'm like, ooh, girl, we'll be gaining some muscle. Oh, look at my muscles are gone since they went.
Since Maui, they went to Maui.
They're still there.
They're still there. Yeah, so this is really cool, and through the training that we're going to be taking on Friday, we'll learn to interpret these numbers better. This is just what David was able to explain to us in like 5 minutes. So we're super excited for this. It was a huge. We were just super excited to be able to offer something like this because it's not. It's a $13,000 machine. You don't find it, like most doctors don't have this. So,
it's really cool.
As a matter of fact, I don't know. I've never seen a doctor that has it. But yeah, so it's super, super cool. And I'm going to go get myself another drink.
Carrie says she was a 7 too. Way to go, Carrie. Carrie, we've like a lot of similar stats. Which was funny because we both have like weird ideas about other people, our own bodies and stuff, like body dysmorphia and weird things. So, and yet, like I'm always like, Carrie. Well, you still are. You're my goals, Carrie. Anyway, so now we're gonna talk about this. Do you guys see my shirt? It's a Godzilla wiener dog burning down a city. And it says, arm the animal. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I think that I posted on Facebook too. I posted a picture of a green shirt, me wearing a green shirt the other day. It looks
very different.
That said, ooh yeah, it doesn't even look green, it looks brown. It's like, green. Everyone knows Stella green.
Yeah.
But anyway, it says, arm the animals. And my other shirt that I have is called this, it just says this shirt saves animals. It's a really cool company called Arm the Animals, and I don't know if all their proceeds or just some of their proceeds go to like different animal rescues and different animal organizations, but they call it Arm the Animals because it's basically like because animals have been abused for so long, it's like giving the power back to the animals. So they have shirts that have like cats with like AK-47s and like it's just like
it's inciting violence.
It's just like a cool and like wiener dogs burning down cities.
That's obviously funny.
Yeah, so they're all kind of funny. They're all tongue-in-cheek, right? But anyway, you guys should check it out if you're animal lovers, and I think it's a really cool company, and I think that it's really nice stuff. Like, I love, this is a nice quality tank top. It's not like a sticker that I feel
just massaging your boobs.
I did. Okay. And showing everybody my belly. I don't feel like this is going to peel off. It's
Right,
not
right.
like cheap, and I love the t-shirt I got.
So you know what? It's been brought to my attention that we need to do the the yoga poses again.
Carrie just said that it told her that her trunk is 13 pounds overweight, and that is unbelievable. The yoga poses again? I think we'd do better this time.
That's what Meg said. She was like, "You probably would do better because we're both lighter, we're both stronger, but I don't know. Like last time,
I don't know.
It was
I'm stronger than I was when we did it then. Because we did it not that, we did
about
it
a year ago.
Over a year ago. Because
Yeah.
I think it popped up in my history not that long ago.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of progress in a year. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How do you know what your trunk... Oh.
Yeah, so there's also a part in this study that's called segmental fat analysis. So it tells you, for example, in my right arm, I have 0.2 pounds of body fat in either arm. In my trunk, I have 9.5 pounds of body fat.
So how do you know how much is over? My trunk is very over. So is that... Because you need to have some fat.
Yeah, so I am only at 93% of what is considered normal in terms
so
of fat.
100%.
So 154% means that you have 54% more.
Too much. Oh, so that would be 10 pounds?
I don't know. See, that's why we need to take the training.
We need David.
We need David.
I don't care. I'm
So
excited.
this
My
is
visceral fat's low.
And see, like in the past, what did we track? You tracked your lifts. You tracked your body fat percentage if you were lucky, and that's it.
Excited
so now we're going to be able to track.
I'm really excited to see my lean go up. Like, more than anything. Like, my weight, I like tentatively, not even tentatively, I like casually weigh in. Like, it depends on what I'm working on. Like, if I'm looking on getting leaner, obviously I do, but I really like that we can work.
Okay, what are you working on right now? Because one thing that if you know me at all, one thing that I cannot tolerate is prancing around declaring your goals.
Oh,
You either are like cold or hot, but don't come to me warm.
So my number one
What's your goal?
My number one goal
what do you want to
now
do in the next...
is increasing strength.
Okay.
Like
regardless of how much
if I looked the exact same, but I got hella stronger, I'm fine.
Okay. So maintaining your body weight, is that your goal?
No. But my number one goal is strength.
Okay.
My next goal is leaning out of it.
How much?
Well, I think I said, so I'm about 150. Well, this said 155. That's my nighttime weight after I've eaten a full day. In the morning, I'm usually 152. I'm thinking 145, but I don't have it set in stone.
It doesn't have to be.
It's more like what I feel like visually. Yeah. When I posted those pictures, I posted those before and after.
What do you feel like visually?
Visually, yeah.
So...
Like, what I look at, if I like the way I look. Then
and what is that? Like, what are you kind of looking for?
Well, it's mostly, I don't know, my arms. Like, I really want, like, I know I like to have that definition. Like, so what I was saying is that those pictures I posted right before Hawaii, where I was like, this was me, like, after 3 months or whatever, or 6 months of, I was like, fuck, I'm really happy with the way that I look. I just know, that I'll get see more definition if I lose some more fat. So, some people know. I feel like I always feel silly talking about this.
But let me ask you one thing. If your strength did not go up at all, but you had twice the definition that you had,
no, I want to get stronger. Because I really want.
So you'd not be.
No, I would be. If I didn't get stronger, I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
Like I want to.
Even if your strength, because and I'm not saying that you have to lose that strength, because you can definitely get stronger while you're reducing body fat.
Slower. But yeah, no, I want, because especially, like, for Tough Mudder, I'd rather feel strong and confident and be able to do every single obstacle at Tough Mudder than how I would look at Tough Mudder.
Right.
Now, I want to kind of combine those goals, and I want to look, feel, and be strong.
Yeah, because you can be strong and lean.
Yeah, but I know, like, for sure, I know that I could lean out in the next 6 weeks before Tough Mudder. I could get as lean as possible. I'd probably lose some strength in that. If I was to go extreme.
That's not what happened to me, right?
But if I wanted to lose the most I could. But because I don't want to, I can't make that deficit as big as I could have.
Right. But
so this is what I'm saying.
Anyways, all I'm saying is that, and this is something that I love to do, I love to challenge people, because if in your mind you believe that something is not possible, you will 100% not achieve it.
Nothing to do with
and you can absolutely, like, during the month of August, I lost 15 pounds and my muscle went up and I got stronger. And I was not doing anything crazy. Like, I was just tracking my food.
That's the thing, though, is I could get lighter, but I wouldn't necessarily look better. Because if I lost muscle, too, then I would lose some of that definition.
But that is not what happened to me, so why would it happen to you?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying in general, like, if I just cut my calories like crazy and only did cardio, then I would get much leaner much quicker, or I get, not even leaner, I would get lighter faster.
Right.
But if I continue to do my weighted workouts...
So can your goal be to get stronger and lose body fat?
That's what my goal is right now.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just, what I'm saying, though, is it's slower the way that I'm doing it because I want to do both at the same time.
Does it have to be?
I think
is that you giving yourself permission?
Can you let my dog out?
What are you doing there?
Oh, thank you. Leave the door open, though, because he'll bark to come back in. Because I could get lighter much faster if I just super cut calories and did shit tons of cardio. Lighter.
Don't judge the line.
Not leaner. Lighter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why the number's stupid.
Yeah.
Because it's not about the number. It's about how I feel I look. So yeah, because I'm still puffy from everything I ate in Hawaii, which was everything.
Wasn't it like how many days? Like what was the percentage of like enjoyment in Hawaii, and what was the percentage of like, okay, I'm not gonna let myself go there.
What do you mean?
For you, like. What percentage of the time did you exercise control, and what percentage of the time were you like, fuck
the first,
control?
Like, 3 or 4 days. 3 days, I was just like, fuck it. I was like, I want a brownie, I'm eating a brownie. I want a cookie, I'm eating a cookie. But, I didn't regret it due to weight or anything like that, but I regretted how I fucking felt. And then I didn't want to work out, and then I felt sluggish, and then I just wanted to lay in bed all day. Right. And then my emotions got fucking... the shit
you were there sitting down, reading your book, crying your face off?
So, yeah, we got there Friday night. Yeah. And, like, awesome Wednesday, I had, like, an emotional breakdown. I was like, I miss my kids, I miss my gym, I want my mom, I want my dog. That was the day that we were apart, basically, the whole day. Right. You were walking, and then you basically were in the, like, you came in, we're watching a movie, and I was in the room, and I was like, don't come in here, because I'm crying and being in a fucking shit show.
Oh, I think I just, like, okay, maybe, but I had no idea what you said.
Oh, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, I was just like, you don't want to be near this, because I was like, I was just emotional. I mean, my mom sent me a bunch of videos of my kids, and it was awful.
Sugar always does that to you.
Oh, yeah. I have such a hard time with sugar. So, yeah, that's totally it. And then after that, I started to be a little bit more controlled about it. Like I was.
You know what? I saw a picture of Bali, and I was like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Like, that
Bali?
looks... No, Bali.
Bali?
B-A-L-I.
Bali?
What did I say?
Bali?
Versus...
Bali?
Bali?
Just sometimes, the only reason I say it with, like, my hardcore English accent is because people might not know what you mean. Sometimes people are like, huh? Like, I knew you were saying Bali, and you are saying Bali, but some people might be like, what's Bali? Right?
You boneheads, that's Max's new word.
My mom calls people boneheads, that's why.
Yeah, but now Max is calling us boneheads.
She's like, can I get it? Mom, where's my rice cake? She really likes those chocolate and caramel rice cakes. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I forgot. She's like, you bonehead.
I was like, pardon me?
Yeah. Anyway, way back to the strength thing. Yeah, I really want to be able to do, like, boom pull-ups, boom pull-ups, boom pull-ups, not just like, I don't want to do muscle-ups like carry.
Good. You know what? You know what helps?
Hella pistol squats.
You know what helps?
Being lighter.
Yep.
I know.
I like stop tiptoeing around needing to be lighter.
I'm not. But I'm just it's scritchy. But I just yeah, strength is more important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be extremely disappointed in myself if my strength did not increase, no matter how great I looked or whatever. I would be super bummed if I never made any progress from here on out. However, if I never lost...
You do realize that to a certain... Like, there will be a point where you virtually make 0% increase in your strength.
What does that mean? Because I'm my strongest
over years.
Ever?
No, because in order for you to get stronger, you're going to have to start sacrificing other things. Like, for you to be at your strongest, you can't be at a calorie deficit. You got to be at a calorie surplus.
I'll be there. But I mean, right now, then, fine. Right now, I'm at a place that I'd be very disappointed if I stopped making progress. Whereas if I didn't lose another pound in the next year, but I made leaps and bounds in my strength, I wouldn't care. I'd be happy. Like, I would be like, fuck yeah. Like, if I can get to the point where I can curl fucking 35s and I'm doing my 40 shoulder presses and I can do chin-ups like crazy and get to the point where I can do pull-ups, because I can't do pull-ups, so I can
pull-ups are hard.
And, like, fucking pistol squats with weights and squat 200 pounds like Joe, fuck, I'd be thrilled out of my mind.
Yeah. Feeling strong is pretty cool. So, are we going to have another drink? Is anybody having a drink here? Because if you're not, this is probably the first... Why? Like, does this bottle look gray to you guys?
Yeah, it's bright green.
Because you all know what Stella...
Well, even look at this. This looks pretty orange, and it's like neon yellow.
I wonder if it's an option in this thing that we can somehow...
My 40-ounce water bottle. Okay, so you guys, these water bottles, they're beautiful. They're made so well.
Yeah. How much did we pay for it?
Listen, I'm getting to that. And so I was like, I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, I want this water bottle. I ran to it. $50 American dollars. I was like...
American dollars.
Go to hell, Hawaii. Like, I was so bummed. And, sorry, Hawaii, I didn't mean that. And then I kept checking every single store I went into, $50, $50, $50. I finally found a store.
50 bucks?
50 bucks. 30 bucks? 20 bucks cheaper. Exact same one. Same brand.
Yeah,
everything.
just another store.
Just one other store had them, like, a ton of them for $20 cheaper. I was like, hell to the yeah. You can do hot or cold. It keeps your hot for 12 hours and your cold for 24 hours. And it does work, didn't we? We went to the top of the freaking volcano and back, and it was still had ice in it. Which sucks because I don't like cold water, but I wanted to test it. So I was like, it hurts my teeth.
It's true. What was your favorite part of the whole trip?
The luau.
What was it about? So why don't you tell people what a luau is? Because did you know what a luau was before we went?
Well, I don't know what all luau's the same.
They're pretty much.
So basically, they talk about like the culture, like the Polynesian culture and the Hawaiian culture, and how like I think they tell different stories depending on which one you go to. But I love culture. Like it's like a show. Yeah, I have like this thing where I just want to like. I don't know if it's because I'm Canadian and Canada.
Was the capital of Italy? Oh my God, guys!
Shut up. Okay, can somebody else back me up here? Does Canadian schooling, like, does it not suck? Like, we don't learn a lot about other countries, hey? Like, this guy knows...
Like, do you guys know the capital of Italy? Like, who knows the capital of Italy?
Well, that's an easy one.
Please write it. Well, it was an easy one, I guess. But you...
But, like, did you learn it in school?
Here's what happened. Here's what happened. Of course I learned it in school.
Not you. I mean, everybody else.
I see.
No, I know. Obviously, Spanish...
Like, it blows my mind that in my crappy little third world country... school, we learned so much about capitals of every single country in the world.
I feel like
and you know what? It is useless information. 100%.
All I remember is like learning the provinces, which I can't even name all of them.
I know. I can name more provinces of Canada than Katie can.
Like, tell me, guys, like Canadian people who went to high school in Canada, we didn't learn about the states.
Were you just high?
Or we didn't. No, I didn't smoke weed in high school. I did that as an adult. I didn't even drink in high school. Yeah, so like, do you guys remember? Like, did your high school maybe it was just Vernon? Like,
so we're sitting at the luau, and there's this server, and he's Italian, and Katie's like, I'm Italian too, of course. Oh, my family's from Sicily, and I'm like, and I'm just sitting over here, just waiting for the opportunity, and then when the guy leaves, I'm like, Katie, what's the capital of Italy? Just like, Venice. I was like, it hurts.
In my defense,
it hurts.
I was drunk. But that being said, I wouldn't have known.
Okay, now do you know?
Yeah, it's
okay, because my poor baby. Okay, so how do we make sure that our kids fucking learn that shit? Because look, as much as it's not important to know how much it rains per square foot in the Amazon, like there has to be a certain degree of general knowledge.
Yeah, guys, come on. Oh, Stephanie says, in elementary school, we learned provinces and capitals, but in high school, we didn't learn about different capitals of other countries. Yeah, see? It's not just me.
Weird.
Yeah. Like, I don't remember learning anything about the
States. Like, do we just not have any more shit to learn about in Mexico?
But I feel like that Mexico with the Mayans and shit, you have so much to learn.
We do learn that.
And, like, I remember learning about, like, Inuits and, like, Alaskan, like that kind of, like, why did we learn about Alaska? but not anywhere else. Like, that's all I remember. Like,
that is weird.
I don't know. Anyway.
Like, we have to learn, like, ancient history of Mexico. So the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Olmecs, the invasion
and
of
what
the Spanish,
and like
et cetera,
I love that stuff, and I love so one of the things I love, like one of my favorite things in the world is like old like myths and legends that like countries have, like La Llorona. Yeah, and like even like fantasy tales.
You can
right?
find it on Netflix. It's a scary movie.
It's not scary. Anyway, and like like I love hearing like this, and like even like Moana, like the story like that is based off like older legends about the.
So the luau is like a show where people are performing,
and they talk about these legends,
but they're telling about the legends and
like how the islands were created. And anyway, so that stuff, it just fascinates me. Even like on a smaller scale, I love it when people like have stories within their family, or like legends within their family, or like even like the other day Miguel was like went to mix something with a knife, and I was like, no, and he was like, what? I'm like, my nanny, like my grandma, I called her nanny, taught me from a very like, you stir with a knife, you stir up strife, like it's bad luck to stir with a knife, and like there's little things. I love stuff like that.
Check this out, guys.
So wait, let me finish telling you.
Yeah. Well, you're saying.
Anyway, so the one that we went to was fire dancers and drums. It's called the Drums of the Pacific.
It was pretty awesome.
It was spectacular. And they had, their MC was just the cutest, patootiest. I was obsessed with him. He was like a Hawaiian Frank Sinatra, or like Dean Martin, if you guys know who that is. He was a Hawaiian Dean Martin, and he was like, he had this voice, and he'd be like, next in our Polynesian show, we invite you to join us. And like, I was in love with him. And then he would sing, and he was like,
okay, so
look,
so I asked Katie, what was your favorite part of the whole trip? And she said it was the luau. And for me, it's only my second time in Maui, but completely different experience this time around. But what was the favorite part for me was, of the whole trip, was to see Katie's face at the luau. Because look, okay, so that guy, he tried really hard. He was fine.
Loved him. He was one of my favorite parts of the luau.
At one point, he sang. He wasn't that, like he was not good. Like Frank Sinatra. Well, not at all. Anyways, as soon as his song ends, Katie was like,
he was amazing.
So it was seeing Katie's face, just being like, what is happening? Like, and
the dancers.
I love that.
I was like, oh
that did it. I was like, this trip is worth it.
How cool for them to like that to be their job, like to just get to represent their whole country and like culture, and like
tell
to
people
get to just
about it.
Be, like, oh, what do? I dance the story of
my
people every night. Yeah. Like, that's incredible.
At the end, we got a picture with one of the.
Look at my dumb face. I was so drunk dancers. And so happy.
Yeah, like they were awesome.
They were incredible, like incredible. And it's funny because originally everybody was like, you need to go to the old Lahaina Maui, or like luau, and so we tried to get in, and they're booked like months in advance. And so we were really disappointed, and then we just happened to be like, what's this other one? Or we just called them. We were like, hey, like, what kind of luau's do you have? And she was like, this one's cheap, or this one's that. And this one was like one of the cheaper ones. And it was, I literally looked at Miguel and was like, I don't know how it could get better. Like, I don't know.
Check this out. This is when they were getting ready for the show to start.
Like, they were, oh. Like, look at their hips. Shit. Oh my God. Like, so cool. And the guys, like, there was this one guy that had a mic, and he would sing, and it was like real life Maui. He was doing the chee-hoo, like Maui
yeah.
Does.
That was pretty cool.
It was incredible. They put the fire in their mouths, and they put it on their feet.
They had that piggy thing.
Pig warning for those of us that don't like.
A little bit of graphic imagery coming here.
You hear him go
That's
oink, oink, and then I go, oh no!
That's a dead piggy in there.
Because I didn't want to look at it.
Excuse me.
Sorry. Yeah, and the food was amazing. And the guy, like, our server, he would just be like, found out what drink he liked, and he just kept fucking bringing it.
Yeah.
Like, we'd get up to get food, there'd be drinks waiting when we got
back. So, I mean, even though this was not the old Lahaina luau that everybody recommended.
Like, I don't know how it could
It was, I really liked it too when you said that. Like, you were like, I just can't imagine this one getting, like, how could it be any better than this? And I was like, all right, so there goes.
We got not lace,
little
but like
necklaces
shell necklaces
of shells,
they gave us, and like it was lovely.
The food was amazing. It was delicious.
So good. The drinks were incredible.
My son asked me, how much was it to get into the luau? Can you guys guess? Can you guess how much we paid to get in? It was all you can eat, all you can drink. Please type your guesses
all you can drink alcohol
below. Yeah, all you can drink alcohol, all you can, and the show, of course.
And the desserts and tea and coffee.
Oh yeah, everything. Whatever.
Yeah, how much do you think it was?
And it was literally like right by the water. Like you can't see it in the videos, but the water was right there.
Like when we were lined up waiting to go in, we were just watching the waves crashing.
Massive waves.
And like you could hear the ocean well. It's like right behind the stage. Probably like 50 feet away.
My son too has traveled a lot more than we have.
His mom was a flight attendant. So.
And he
Carrie says $38 US. For all you can eat, all you can drink.
No, Maui is definitely not on the cheap side.
It's very expensive.
But
and Carrie, you've been to Hawaii a lot. You got married in Hawaii.
What? I wanted to show them something cool. Let me see.
Any other guesses?
Any other guesses before we tell you?
We got to go on a shark tube. That was pretty cool. Oh.
69, Roxy. Closer,
you guys are under,
but you guys are seriously under. So it was 125 per person. Old Lahaina is 110 per person. I'd say 70, but maybe 20 if you got the timeshare deal. No, because look, everywhere we went. Oh, hi Hirsch. Everywhere we went, they were like, it's 120, but if you sit for 2 hours...
Some of them were more than that.
But if you sit, well, they would be like, our luau is like $220. But if you sit through a 2-hour presentation, we can give it to you for $29. And I was like, bleh. Like super rude.
I know Hirsch said that because the guy was like, oh yeah, Jurassic Park was filmed in West Maui, which it wasn't. But Hirsch did say that they filmed one scene there, but that's not where the whole thing was filmed.
Like they're pretty sneaky. Like they're trying to.
I was like, you lost me, liar.
And,
I know where
and
it is.
I'm like, don't sugarcoat shit. Like give it to me straight. Like tell me, look,
and they're like bashing the other guy. They're like, well, the other one's a timeshare, but ours is a website.
And I'm like, a website?
90 minutes.
Yeah, you sit down through a 90-minute presentation about a website. I'm like, dude, I'd rather not go to the luau. Like,
oh, Patricia guessed 500.
Well,
thank you. That kind of averages it out. Thank you, Patricia.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it was like
so, and you know what? But the show was amazing. Well, the food was incredible.
We could have paid more to be like VIP.
Oh, yeah. So we're on the phone and we're driving. I don't know where we were going. And Katie was on the phone and we were getting the tickets. We're going to the volcano. And they're like, so would you like to... We had already committed to like 125, right? And they're like, if you want to, for only like...
It was like, no, it was 118. And then it ended up, they were like, yeah, for 138.
I see. So for $20 more, you could be in the VIP section, which meant you were closer to the stage and you could get up first to eat.
And you got a flower lay.
Versus our shell.
But you could buy them in there.
Anyways. And I was like, $20 more to get up first for the food. I was like, no, thank you. We'll just sit with the poor people.
But then we ended up getting bomb-ass seats in them anyway. We were right in the center, like perfect spot. Like it was, and were able to turn our chairs and put our feet out because we were right at the edge of the table. Like it was awesome.
You know what? Too, we danced.
We did.
We never do.
They do this one hula dance, and they're like this. And that's another thing. I don't know if all luau's do this, but the guy the whole theme of the luau was
like Frank Sinatra.
Was like family, and he was like.
What is the word for
ohana? He's like, this is our ohana now. Like when you come to a luau, it's you're coming to celebrate ohana. And so they like went through and they were like, who's here on an anniversary? Can you stand up? And then we would all say aloha and clap. And then he's like, who's here celebrating a birthday? And he was like, because this is your ohana now. And I loved that. I loved that they made it so special. And then at one point they're like, this next hula is like basically like a family friend like representation. And they're like, but it's never meant to be done alone. You're supposed to do it as a group or with others. So they asked, while she did it, that everybody in the audience that was there with like a couple or whatever dance during it. So we got to slow dance to this beautiful Hawaiian song.
And what were the first ones that stood up?
He stood up right away, and then
table?
Because nobody was gonna, and then we did, and then like as soon as we did, everybody else did. But it was so nice, and we got to just dance. And there was a really old couple, like really old couple.
They had been married for how long?
Oh, I think 52 years or something. No, not the people across from us. Like,
no, I know. These other people. Yeah.
50-something years. Because they literally said, we have, like, these people that are celebrating. And they were kissing and looking into each other's eyes. And they were just this ancient, old, beautiful couple. And I was like, Miguel, I can't look at them. Like, we have to stand. Like, I was like, I'm too emotional. Like,
it was awesome.
It was such a cool experience.
It was amazing.
It was beautiful. Ohana means family. And family means nobody gets left behind. Yeah, I love
it. I didn't watch Lilo and
You've
Stitch.
Never seen Lilo and Stitch?
No, maybe we have to
it's
watch
so cute.
it.
I mean, tried to make Max watch it so many times, and she's just not really.
Yeah, I wasn't into the little monster
Stitch?
thing.
He's the best. That movie's it's so sad. It makes me cry so hard.
But I like Moana.
Ohana means family.
Yeah, I like Moana.
Like. Moana?
What's it called?
Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moana. Yeah.
So it was awesome. And
so
you know what?
cool.
We made ourselves a promise. Like, look. I mean.
Wait.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people that only go to Maui, or that like so many people like Hirsch and like my
Hirsch,
friend Kalita,
like Maui.
they're like, I've been to Maui 45 times. Like I was always like, man, why don't people go other places? Like, because I always like, we've been to Mexico, and obviously Mexico's different for us because of our family, but I'm like, when I think vacation, I'm not like, I want to go to Cabo. I'm like, I want to go somewhere like new. Like I want to do Hawaii, and I want to do like Bali, and I want to do, whatever. But like,
Venice.
But I do. but I was like, when we were there, I was like, I can see how people want to just keep going back. Like
there is something about that place.
And I've heard things like people are like, oh, the natives don't like tourists, and they if you get into like the really touristy parts, like they're rude because they think that the tourists are taking over. But like so many people were like, they were like, you're from Canada, we love Canadians, like you do so much for our economy, and like everybody was so.
I mean, there weren't native.
Wonderful, yeah, some were.
I guess the lady that made your little
my necklace,
pendant
and like they were just like
Katie. Okay, I really, you know what? One of the things that I admire a lot about my father is that he is the most patient man in the universe. I don't know how he does it. But
oh my god, you guys, when Miguel's mom wants to go shopping, Miguel Sr., like Miguel's dad, he'll just be like, yep, and he just sits and waits, and he strolls around the mall. Like, when you see those older gentlemen, and they're always just, like, walking through, that's Miguel's dad. And then his mom will come out and be like, oh, I don't know if I want that, and he'll be like, go back, go, like, see. He just will let his mom shop for hours.
So, we went to one freaking little street market, and Katie was starting conversations with everybody. All the people that, like, the locals that were sitting there selling their stuff.
I love hearing
all of a sudden,
about
I would just turn, and I would look at Katie, and Katie was like,
I loved hearing about it.
Of course she's going to buy something.
Even, like, there's people, like, I thought it was just so cool, because some people, like, they had normal lives in, like, Canada or the States, and they just were fucking, like, lawyers and working down. And then they're like, fuck it, I'm going to move to Hawaii and make lemonade for tourists.
Like, literally.
Like, that's so cool. Like, I just think that that's amazing. And, like, these people, like, this woman that I got my necklace from, she makes these stainless steel, like, glass, like, whatever necklaces, and she's like, yeah, I make them like beside the ocean. Like normally she works actually at that luau, and she's like, so like the water gets into it and there's sand in it, and it's like really truly like you're bringing home part of Maui. And she was so funny.
Of course I was like, oh my god, come on, that can't be true.
But
she's just saying it, but it doesn't matter. Like
that's it.
in my mind that's all bullshit. But even to myself, I told myself it doesn't matter. What matters is that Katie's having this conversation with this person.
You're watching her make them, so you know she makes them.
Right,
but
right.
But you could go to this place where she normally sells them, and you can watch her make it on the beach. So, like, why would it be alive? Yeah. But, like, I just feel, and, like, I think that for me, and, like,
there's
I bought it
something
from
magical about that place.
I bought it from her because I told Miguel, I'm like, she worked for it. Like, she straight up was chatting with me. She was like, yeah, like, they were, she, like, in Mexico, everybody haggles, right? So, like, something will be, like, 50 pesos, and you'll be like, I'll give you 20, and they'll be like 30, and, you know, you haggle for everything. Or if you're looking at something, you're like, how much is this? And they'll be like 50 pesos, and you'll be like, no, thanks. And they'll be like, okay, 35.
Yeah.
Like, but in Hawaii, like, nobody is a fuck. Like, if you're going to buy their shit or not, they're like, fuck you, I don't care.
Yeah,
but
they truly seem to.
Like, sold me on it. Like, she was like, this is real. Like, this is this, and this is what, like, whatever. And I was like, she worked for it, and she sold me a story, and I was like, fuck yeah, like, that's what I want, and I bought it from her. So that's what I was like, you know.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, I keep saying it, but I honestly think there's something special about that island. Like if you believe in energy, there's something about that place.
Like,
and
it was so calm and beautiful, and I was just so content doing like, we didn't fight once or bicker about anything. Yeah. Like, and not that we do often.
But we were alone.
Yeah.
With each other for a week.
And, like, traveling, like, a full, like, stressful travel. Like, we had to, like, go in between, like, places and rush around. And, like, you know, we never scrapped. We never got fed up with each other. We were so content to just do whatever. Like, there was a day where I read an entire book in one day. Yeah. Because I was just like, yeah, like,
we made ourselves a promise. Yeah. And that promise is to go back to Maui in a year with the kids. Yeah. Because we kept being like, oh, you know who would love to see this? Max. Or, oh, you know what? Alexi would love to.
Picturing her face seeing, because Max loves the whole idea of, like, strong princesses. And I just kept picturing her face seeing those hula dancers. Yeah. Because she loves dance. And I just could imagine her big giant eyes. And, like, when we were on the volcano, I was like, man, Alexi would think this is so cool. And, like, get to go.
The volcano's just unreal. Like, it's
like, it's so quiet. Mm-hmm. Like, all you can hear are noises made by other people. Yeah. Like, there's no other sound. Like, it was just, like
you're so freaking high.
Hirsch compared it to being on the moon, and I felt like it. Like, it was just, like, you're in a different area.
Yeah.
Like, it was
bizarre. I got a really cool picture. I'll show you.
But yeah, the whole experience was, like, you know, like, we didn't plan anything. Like, we weren't like, we're gonna go, like, next time we have a couple different.
So that's how high you are. Like, those are clouds behind us. It's amazing. 10,000 feet. Katie could not keep her hands off me, of course. But, like, look at this.
Like, it's so beautiful.
Like, that's the crater.
Like, isn't that crazy? That doesn't look real.
Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, like, next time we're, like, we definitely want to go snorkeling with, like, a guide. Like, go snorkeling with somebody that can show us.
Like,
because we were freaked out. Yeah, we were like, this is safe. Like, and we also want to do the road to Hana. Like, we have more plans for next time, but I'm really glad that we were able to just do what we wanted when we wanted. Like, this vacation. Like, there was days when we just laid in bed all day, and there was days where we got up super early and went to the gym, and then we were out all day in little shops, and we just really kind of, like, went where we wanted to when we wanted to, and it was, like, perfect and lovely, and meeting the people was just incredible, and it was such a cool experience. Yeah. Like, and just getting to be in
I'm really glad we got, like, my one request for the little condo we got was that there was a gym. Mm-hmm. Like, and I am so glad that we did, because it was awesome. We'd wake up at 6:30 a.m. Maui time, which is not like 9:30 here, so we were sleeping.
We never switched over. Like, we didn't have any trouble. No. Like, we got up at 6 and went to bed at 8 every night.
Yeah. And, you know, would wake up, and Katie would be, like, I'd wake up at, like, 6:30, and Katie would be sitting in the balcony reading her book. And I'd be like, all right, I need to, like, go pee. And then I would start doing, like, my stretches.
And I'd have made you coffee.
And then the coffee was ready, and I'd have a cup. And then, you know, like, I'd take my pre-workout. And then half an hour later, we were in the gym for, like, an hour. And then come back up. Like, it was just...
And we'd shower. And then we'd either just, like, eat or we'd just hang out. And then by then, it was, like, 10. Bunnies. It was, like, 10 a.m.
Yeah. What? Well, we did say not safe for work. There has to be some R-rated material.
Anyway. Yeah, and then it would be like 10 a.m. Or I had been reading for hours, and I was like, oh, we haven't eaten really, like, wonder what time. Like, it's probably 2 in the afternoon, and it would be like 9:45.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my god.
So we went to bed pretty early, like every day. I think the day that we stayed up the latest.
Wow. We stayed up till 10:30.
But see, one of the funny things is that a lot of people think that in order to connect or really spend some quality time together, you need to, I don't know, be sitting across each other and like staring in each other's eyes, and that's not our version of quality time. Like,
well, we did a lot of things together. Like, I mean, a lot of people were like, oh, Facebook. But we were, like, whenever we were on Facebook was when we were in our own space.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, we would spend the whole, like, we would get up together, we'd go work out, we'd shower, we would go to, like, Lahaina, we would be in the shops all day, we weren't on our phones when we were out, ever.
Yeah.
And then we would be walking around, we'd stop, we'd snorkel, we'd get home at, like, 3, and then we would be like, all right, like,
we need a break from, like, life.
Or we'd want to, like, we watch a lot of, like, unless we agree and pre-plan, we watch completely different things. Yeah. So it was like, we want to veg out and watch a movie, odds are we want to watch a different movie.
Stranger Things and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I watched New Girl and Falling in Love.
So yeah, we watch very different stuff.
So yeah, like we just.
I'm reading the E-Myth for like the 7th time.
Yeah, so
Katie's reading, I don't know, fucking Cowboy in the Prairies or whatever.
Never read a
Have you ever read a book, something like that?
Called Cowboys?
No. Cowboys.
No, I don't
really.
think I've ever read a book.
There's not a guy that rides horses.
Oh, I'm sure I've read a book about cowboys, but
course.
It's not called Cowboys. Okay, so this is something, fun fact about me if you guys don't know this. I collect romance novels.
Isn't that like trashy?
Yeah, it's like lady porn. So that's some of my books. That's not all my books. Most of these ones on this little shelf, so that's 2 rows, like they're double stacked, and then they're like, that's all whatever. Most of those are romance novels. I've been collecting them since I was 16. I cleared out a bunch when I moved here from Vernon, but I have...
You're like, I'm good. I'm in the frame.
But I love them. I love me a cheesy romance novel. I just actually...
What's about it? What about it do you love?
I don't know. Like, some of them are just, like, it's a fantasy. And it's not necessarily, like, the porno part of it. It's not the sexy part. No, honestly.
I'm sure you skipped that part.
No. But that's not the reason I read them. Because you can get porno-y books that are set in now time and that are modern. Okay. It's more about... Like, some of them are, like, they're just... Like,
he listened to her with such intention.
One of my favorite ones.
Her loins were...
The heaving bosom. It's, like, about, like, they get separated, and it's about them finding their way back to each other, and it's, like, one of those stories that's just, like... I don't know, I don't know what it is about them. There's some that are so... There's one about, like, a woman that gets... I don't like the really rapey ones. Like, a lot of them are really, like, pirate...
What?
Like, pirates or ravaging... Like, rape. Like, I don't like...
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So wait. Help me. We need a whole nother Tipsy Trainer for this. How is it possible... Like, okay, we can agree that most people that buy those novels are women, correct?
I guess.
Of course.
Yeah. Because I was going to say...
How can that be something that you read?
Would want, like... Because I read heterosexual ones. I don't read gay ones.
There's gay ones too?
I'm sure there is.
Okay, so wait.
Happen to have.
So how is it possible that is something that would be in a book, and it's okay to talk about it in a book?
In the book, they romanticize it because it's like have you never heard of rape fantasies? Like, there's a whole subgenre of women that have this fantasy of like a man.
Yeah, I understand that. But when you say pirates ravaging So
I have one of the books I have. I remember the name of it.
Easy, happy reading, Emma says. I bet it's happy reading.
I don't like the rapey ones, but once in a while you don't know it's going to be rapey, and it happens. There's one of the books I have where this guy...
Dave Chappelle makes a joke. Everybody thinks...
Listen, where he... wants to sleep with this woman. He sees her, but it's, like, back in the day. It's a whole thing. She's dressed like her maid because she's sneaky. Anyway... And he tells, because she's a maid.
So many bad jokes coming to my mind.
He thinks because she's just the help that he can just buy her to have sex with her,
Right. Like Trump.
But she's not. She's secretly like a duchess. But she's in, right? So he has
so
her.
he still does it.
So he's like, I want her. So his like minion person guy, whatever, goes to get her, and he's like, hey, my boss wants to sleep with you. And she's like, how dare you?
Right.
And he's like, well, what the fuck? Anyway, so the guy's like, well, I don't want to get in trouble, so he kidnaps her, and he gives her this drug that makes her really horny, and the only way to stop her horniness is for this guy to fuck her. And
now I want to read this book.
She doesn't want him to, but she's in pain because she's, like, that's it. Like,
okay, so that is pretty rapey.
And then there's some that are straight up.
Baby, calm.
There's some that are straight up.
Calm the F down.
Pirates.
Wait,
like,
it is 10
tie
p.m.
a woman up.
There's kids asleep right there.
Fine.
Calm
they
yourself.
tie her up and like.
Okay.
But then you know what? They always fall in love.
Right, but
see, I don't like
do you see the irony?
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. It's like a kink. It's like a very specific fetish that some women like. Not all of them are like that. Like, I'd say 99% of the ones I have aren't like that.
Have you guys watched the Netflix special by Dave Chappelle? I wonder what your thoughts are on it, because
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well,
I know what you're desperate to say the joke he says because you want to get over.
Oh no, I totally have forgotten about that. But it can be considered very offensive.
Yeah, but and that's the thing is it's not all women like that. Like, I don't like that. I don't enjoy reading those stories.
I'm just surprised that we never hear this author fantasize or romanticize rape.
Because it's a subgenre of a fetish or a kink. So it's the same. That's like the same thing as being like S&M's like woman abuse. It's not like it's a fictionalized kink that people like.
Yeah.
If somebody was writing like a story where somebody like would I don't know. It's,
somebody can have like weird.
But that's the thing. There's books about bestiality. There's books about, and people don't object to that because it's like fantasy or it's fiction.
But people do object to comedy, and comedy is not supposed to be real either.
But the thing is it's so that's the thing though. Is like if you're not gonna go to like this comedian specializes in rape jokes, you're not gonna be like, I want to go see him unless you're somebody that likes that.
Right.
So when comedians are like normal
basically this is not real life.
Like for me,
for both mediums.
Listen, but wait, no, I don't like rapey stuff. I don't want to read rapey novels. I stop reading them if I find out that they're like that, unless it's like she ends up, like it's whatever. They have ways around it.
Oh right. If at the end of the book she fell in love
Not
with him, then it's okay.
No.
She got through the rapey part.
Like if she's like, he was so sexy, but whatever. Like sometimes like it's not too bad. It's very fictionalized, but right. But
she's wait. Did she say no at any point?
Oh, in the beginning she always said that's why I don't like that. But anyway, so whatever. So those ones I don't like. So the same way that
means no.
If I'm watching it, don't make it. That's not a joke.
Well, in the book, you raced over it.
But listen,
you were like, well, she did say no, but
that's the point of the book. I'm not saying it's okay, but that's the point. Then, like, people want that fantasy. Like, that's what the book is written for. People aren't reading that book being like, I'm reading a book that I know is gonna have. This is like what I was trying to say is I don't watch comedians. If I know a comedian makes a lot of rapey jokes and stuff, I don't want to watch that comedian.
Right.
So if I'm watching a comedian that I like, and all of a sudden he starts pulling out rapey shit, I don't like it.
You won't wait to see if the rapist fell in love with the rapey.
Shut up.
Right.
I don't do that though. I don't like that. No, don't do this. You're gonna make me mad like you did. I personally don't like those books, so I don't read them.
Right.
I don't, like, even if it starts off rapey and it ends up being happy, I don't, as soon as the rapey part starts out, I'm like, I'm out. But you can usually tell by the back. It's usually, like, if anybody's kidnapped or anybody, right? Unless it's by somebody, like, it's...
Babe, you need to understand one thing. I am not putting you through the ringer.
You are.
No. I am putting culture through the ringer.
Yeah.
Because
but that's what I mean. It's a kink. Or it's a fetish.
That's fine, though. But then we shouldn't get to complain about when somebody is making a joke that is about stuff like that. But it's not making
a joke of it. I don't know how to,
the gray line gets very, very gray.
I don't know
and
why
very, very wide.
It's different. You guys feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, so this is a perfect time, and it is 9:41.
Let's run.
We've gone an hour and 40.
Let's end.
Oh no, an hour and 10 minutes, guys. This was one of the longest Tipsy Trainers.
Wait.
If you're still watching,
Hold on, before we go.
Look,
just so we can...
there is 10 people watching still. I feel that these 10 people
just
need
showed up?
a special prize. Yes.
Okay, wait. I want to show...
Can you please type your name in the comments? I am serious. Or just be like, sup.
But how long have they been watching?
It's me.
They might have just tuned in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have been around. Tell us, please just comment. And we'll have something in the mail for you 10.
Miguel Diaz. Do you know
That's a promise.
In the mail?
Jennifer Daniels. Yep. I'm going to write your names right now. So I'm going to take a picture of the list of comments that pop up. Megan Lowe. Perfect. That's 2 out of 10.
Where?
Nope.
Oh.
There's only 9 now. So.
Where are my new books?
Sally Writings. Perfect, Sally. Baby, I don't know what your books are.
They were on the cover.
And did Emma Williams leave? No, Hirsch. Okay. So I'm going to take pictures here.
What's the story from Hirsch?
Hirsch says, George Carlin was famous for his jokes on subjects like this. You can't joke about rape. Rape's not funny. I say, fuck you. I think it's hilarious. How do you like that? I can't prove to you that rape is funny. Picture Porky Pig raping Elmer. See?
I don't think that's funny.
Well, I just laughed though. That's. Hey, why do you think they call him Porky? Huh? I know what you're going to say. Elmer was asking for it. Elmer was coming onto Porky. Porky couldn't help himself. He got a hard on. He got horny. He lost control. He went out of his mind. Hey. All right. Awesome. So Hirsch, Lynn, Emma. Perfect. I'm gonna write all your names, and you beautiful people stuck with us for.
I'm really mad that my books are gone.
Maybe.
Are they under this?
Baby. I don't know.
Lift it up. Hold on.
No, there's nothing in here.
No.
How can you
Because they
think?
were on here, so
Baby,
you would
I
have had to move
promise you.
them.
I promise you, there's nothing in there. So Sally Writings.
What did you do with the
Chihuahuas.
books then? You had
Baby.
to move them to.
I don't know. Alexi was the one that tidied up. Jennifer Daniels. Okay, so that is only 7 of you, which means there's 1 more person. 2 more people in there that didn't. So I have Emma, Hirsch, Lynn, Jennifer Daniels, and Sally Writings, and Megan Lowe.
Okay,
You guys are going to get a special something in the mail for sticking out
I'm gonna give
Tipsy
you guys
Trainer.
a good
Oh
example.
my God.
So this is Fire's Tender Kiss. Look at these two. Hey, that kind of looks like you, Miguel. So like this one, for example, is like, I think she's pregnant.
If she's not, she's going to be.
I'm pretty sure she's pregnant and she gets lost in the wilderness.
Shouldn't talk about abortion.
And this guy don't. This guy finds
You're
her.
just afraid of controversial subjects.
And
That's it.
And like.
He's what? He's what?
Listen, so she's like pregnant it's like the middle of winter.
Of course.
And her carriage breaks down and her
course.
husband dies. And he finds her and like nurses
Conveniently,
her. No,
he dies.
Yeah, no, nurses her back to health and like delivers her baby.
Looks like he's got a throbbing.
And it's like,
oh my God, Hirsch, you can be. You
they're
can
always,
be
you know
a.
what else too? They're always gasping. Like someone's always No,
course.
it's always like she gasped. Like it's,
So.
yeah, like
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's always like and then they're like ravished.
Yeah,
but
of
yeah,
course,
like
of course.
I don't.
It takes over.
It's just like I don't know what it is.
That is hilarious.
It's just.
All
like
right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking out with us for this longer than usual Tipsy Trainer episode.
I'm sorry for the controversial subject.
No, why?
I'm gonna stress about later.
No, don't be. Like, look, these guys know us. These guys know that we're well-meaning people, and talking about controversial subjects does not change. I just like ruffling feathers. Yeah, no, not you. Like I just like challenging everything.
Getting a girl.
Let a girl dream. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. We love your faces. We'll see you next week. Melissa Scott, cute puppy. Which puppy?
Hitting it? My doggies are sick. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're going to the vet tomorrow.
That's my sad face because they're going to the vet tomorrow.
Because it's going to cost money.
This is going to cost money. But we'll keep you guys posted. I'm sure they're fine. But $500 and then we'll feel okay knowing that they're fine. All right. We love your faces. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.